to everyone. Myself, Dr. Srilata, and I hope you have enjoyed the morning session. And now we have another speaker, Dr. A. Viblesh, and he works as an associate professor at Monroe Group of Institutions, Hyderabad, and he has an incredible experience of 12 years in academics under various capacities. And he received his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from JNTU, Kakinada, and MTech CSE from Rajiv Gandhi Memorial College of Engineering, Nandyal. In 2006, he has published 32 research papers in various national and international Scopus journals, and he is convener for Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Research Wing, and he established Machine Learning and Artificial Club in association with Wave Labs Hyderabad. And he is a member of Board of Studies and Department of Computer Science, and an active participant in MBA and AICTE level. He also acted as a co-convener for international events, IEEE and all. His application for one DST research project was this 2-week FDP program. Now, with this small brief introduction, I request Dr. A. Viblesh to start over the session.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Is it visible?
Yeah, yes, sir, it's visible.
Right. Yeah, very good afternoon. And morning session, in continuation with the morning session, libraries. As of our schedule, libraries, Python libraries. As a morning session, we heard about artificial intelligence and related concepts. Now, in continuation of that session, today, now, I'm going to present about what are the Python libraries. Before that, I'm going to cover about where we can use it. Python libraries, somehow, for example, NumPy is one of the Python library. Pandas is another library, frequently what we can use in machine learning. And matplotlib is one of the library for drawing graphs in machine learning. So before going to discuss about all those libraries, I want to convey to you where we can use it. And exactly in machine learning point of view, while designing of machine learning model, where we can use it. Before that, what exactly machine learning? I will cover with what machine learning, and then where exactly so-and-so libraries will be used, and then I will go with some practical session. I request all participants go with Microsoft Google Azure Notebook. If it is possible, please try to download it. Please log in that Microsoft Azure Notebook. Okay, meanwhile. Now, yeah, before going to start, learning by doing. Okay, just listening is okay. If you do it practically, if you see the output, obviously you can enjoy the taste of the concept. That's why just learn the thing.
తగ్గించామా దీంట్లో ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు తెలుస్తుంది
there is no chance of heart attack. This is what zero label, right? Now one is a mild chances, means that these patterns means without risk, with a mild risk, with the acute risk, this is a very serious, these are the levels what we classified. Okay, now if you give this data to the model, then the system will be identify the pattern in the sense, if any patient having this type of data, no risk. If any patient having this type of data, having a small risk. So such type of patterns will be learned by the system. So many people will be talk about learning. What is the learning in the sense what the system will be understand? What is the patterns? What is the scenario of entire data set? Based on that only, it is going to be predicted. If learning is not good, obviously your prediction is obviously not in accurate manner. So we have to concentrate as a developer, we should concentrate on what data we are giving and how much data we are giving. There's a different issues in machine learning, right? Now, so far you have minded here as what there's a data set and we're giving the model and then we are giving some test data like this. So coming to unsupervised learning here, without a teacher, what we learn, this means there is no supervision. There is no supervision. Without supervision, what we learn, that is comes under what? Unsupervised learning. Here, my model here, my machine learning model does not know what is a label. What is the label? That's simply simple terms. Supervised learning is, for supervised learning point of view, we are feeding the data set without labels. We are feeding the data set without labels to the model. Such type of learning is considered what? Unsupervised learning. Now assume that it is a data set. How can you classify? How can you classify these fruits? So one thing is, in general, first there is no label here. It is apple like that. There is no label. Now how can you classify it? So in such cases here, we can take some features. In machine learning point of view, features are very important. Very important term is the features. Now here, in my data set, age is one of the feature. Gender is another feature, right? This is a blood pressure. These are the features. Now, coming to this, now for classifying this data set, what feature you consider? What feature you consider? For example, if I consider what a shape is a feature now. Shape is a feature now, right? If I consider the shape, then what happens here? These are two parts, right? These are two parts. The shape is one of the feature. Otherwise, if you consider the color, these two are comes under one class, these two are comes under another class, and this is the another class. So the point is, what features you consider for classifying? That's very important. Yeah, I will say only one point in machine learning point of view for getting of 100% accuracy. For getting of 100% accuracy, first point is what features you considered. What features you considered. So what feature you considered, based on that only the accuracy will be depends. If you use very prominent, if you use optimal features, then only you can get what 100% accuracy in any problem. So that's here I am quoting some points like, what do you mean by machine learning? What is the role of features? What is the role of features? And next one is that how many features you can use it. How many features you can use it. For example, if I give a problem like, male and female classification. Male and female classification, how many features? Hair, if I take hair is one feature, is it gives 100% accuracy? No, not at all. So how many features? That's why I quote you, in machine learning point of view, the user should be artistic. That the learner, the developer should be act as what? Artistic. The developer has to take the decision like how much data we have to consider, what features we consider, how many features we should be considered. So in coming to deep learning point of view, how many layers or how many hidden layers we have to consider? For each and every layer, how many nodes we should be considered? So what type of activation function we have to use it? What is the learning rate, what you can fix it? These are the so many factors what the machine learning developer should be concentrate. then only he can design efficient model for any problem. Okay, this is what simply unsupervised learning is what without label what we can give the data to the model, then that is comes into unsupervised learning. Now coming to reinforcement learning. For understanding this reinforcement learning, just I will give a simple example like feedback. Why we can take feedback? We are doing some action here. The point is we are doing some action. Today first session is over. After on this we are taking feedback. Based on your feedback, we will take another decisions. We will take another decisions which will give us 100% accurate and 100% what good. So that's what such type of learning is considered what reinforcement learning. There's a point here. We are doing some action. We are doing some action and we are calculating some reward for it. We are calculating some reward for it. Based on the rewards, we can go further. That's what a sequence of states or examples. And for reward after the completing of that sequences, learn to predict the action to take in for an individual example on stage. Now, for example, while playing of any game, there is one stage, there is another stage, there is another stage, right? In each and every stage, do some action. We can calculate some profit. That's what reward or penalty. And that another term is what penalty. So we are calculating reward and penalty based on that. In second stage, we will take best decision or optimal decision. Okay, by collection, by taking of collective optimal decision only, we can go for win. Otherwise, we may go for what? Lose. So simply, reinforcement learning is we are taking some action, we are calculating some rewards. Based on the reward, we will take another decision in optimal manner. Right? Right, simply as a machine learning and deep learning point of view, what actions, what tasks we can do it. First one is a detection. First one is a detection. Second one is a prediction, and then generation. There's a detection. What everybody know it, right? What type of text it is, what image it is, right? So human behavior, like for example, one of the project in videos. How can you identify misbehavior in a particular video? For example, in so-and-so video is something is going on, unsocial things are going on. How can you identify it? How can you detect it? Okay, so such type of problems we can solve by using of what deep learning and machine learning, right? Abuse and fraud and prediction. So exactly what do you mean prediction? So we have recommendation system. Right? If you purchase any good, if you purchase any good in online, immediately we are getting so many recommendations related to that. Right? That's what recommendation system we can do it with the machine learning and deep learning. Right? Next one is a generation. It's a very interesting task. What we can do it is what we can create a music. We can create a text. We can create a music similar to A.R. Rahman. We can create a music which is similar to Ilayaraja sir. So we have to train all these A.R. Rahman musics with a model, and then we have the chance to create a music which is similar to A.R. Rahman. So such type of task is what we can do it by using deep learning. Basic idea I'm giving now in machine learning and deep learning here. Basic is what we have. First one is of getting of data. Getting of data. Yes, most of the companies are sparing a lot of money and time on getting of data only. Why? Because if the data is available, half of the work is over. Any task, whatever the task it is, if you have enough data, what I call it as enough data and optimal data, if you have that data, so half of the work is over. That's what beauty of this machine learning and deep learning. Right? Half of the data. Now, getting of the data is very, very simple. It's not a simple task. It is. Of course, in online, we have some repositories like UCI. Some of the repositories are there. So there, some of if you want to test your model with some data, yes, data is available. So go with what Kaggle, Kaggle, and UCI repository, right? So getting data. Yes, after getting the data, second step is what? Cleaning, prepare or manipulate the data. Now the point is some cases like if any field is missing or any field value is abrupt, not similar to what respective field, then what we have to do? So in machine learning and deep learning point of view, how to clean the data. Now the point right now here, I'm saying here, pandas, first one is a NumPy, second one is a pandas. Python is providing these libraries for doing this action. Pandas is one of the library what Python is providing for doing these type of operations. Right? Pandas we can use here. Now after getting the data, if you want convert that data into vectors, there's a vector processing, then NumPy, Python will be providing of what? NumPy library, NumPy, Numpy. For doing of cleaning and manipulating of the data, Python is providing pandas. Right? In these two here, like that, we can use these libraries, NumPy and pandas. After that, as in machine learning point of view, next step is training the model. This is a very important step, right? Once, if a data is ready, then you go for what? Training, and then we are giving some test data. After that, depends on the accuracy what we get it. We'll go for some hyperparameters, how to improve it. So all this, regarding this, all how can you train it, how can you clean the data, how can you give the test data, and how can you improvise it, everything, all the concepts what we are going to learn in this STTP program. Okay, so I'm giving some just brief about it. Yes, everybody know it, what are the applications of machine learning and what are the use cases, right? Collect the data automatically. Now here, there's a what an interesting application, right? If you're running or if some object is moving, how can you collect the data, respective data? And one more, I will give one problem for you. Right now, everybody know it, what Google Map. Everybody know it, Google Map. Hey, in Google Map, what we are doing? We are giving source and we are giving destination. We are getting of only path. Only we are getting of what? A particular direction only. But I want, while I'm moving, I want what? A complete information. Complete information means if I move now, next step, if there is any hotel, Pawachi hotel, like that, some building. I want some building structure. I think so. Are you understanding my problem? Right? If you are moving in Google, like in Google Map, while going all important places, hospitals and restaurants, that needs to be identified in my system. That should be displayed in my system. Okay, such type of problems we can solve by using of deep learning. Okay, self-driving car, everybody know it. And then accurate results for Google search. Netflix recommendations. Once you see one horror movie, next anniversary we are getting so many suggestions of horror movies. Like that, you know, everybody know it. Speech recognition in mobiles. Yes, everybody know it. Siri, hi Google. How all these applications are working is with the help of what? Machine learning or deep learning. Deep learning majorly, right? That's what computer vision point of view, how can you use it, right? Image will be image classification. So basic applications like computer vision, right? Image, what is the image? How can you identify that image properties and perceptions? All those things you can do it in computer vision. And we are going to detect the objects and detecting and classifying, both we can do it. And speech and audio point of view, everybody know it, voice recognition and the language translations. Okay, this is the speech and audio point of view. And then natural processing point of view also. We can use what deep learning and this machine learning. So what is the sentiment analysis? My intention here is that where we can use it. Okay, I taken this slide from leadingindia.ai. Right. Steps for designing of model. Yeah. Before that, what are the libraries we can use in machine learning? Right. Most of the cases we can use these three libraries. Of course, along with that, sklearn is another package, another library. from where we can download machine learning models and all. Okay, in this session, just we can concentrate on what basic libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. So basically here NumPy is for creating of vectors. Use either collab. Right, I think so. All of you registered. Any doubt, please? While registration. Any doubt, please?
Sir, after registration, we have to create any project like this?
No, sir. Go for project.
Okay. Something I created. After that, we have to run that.
I'll show it.
Okay.
My project. Click on my project.
Okay, sir.
Click on my project. Click on new project.
Yes, sir.
My project is there, sir. My project, you got it, my project?
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah, click on it, my project name. Any project name.
Okay.
Sample. HTTP. If you want to make it a public, go for public. Create.
Okay.
Right? Create, sir. Sample project, it is a sample project. Now come here. Notebook.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Go for a project. Give. Then come here. Notebook. Now notebook name. Sample 3.6 Python version. What you can use it? Yes, in this notebooks we can do with our programming also. Please. New. And then click on sample.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what, once we create a notebook, you can get this home page. Now this is what we call it as a cell. Here you can type any length of the program. So this information is not only for Azure Notebook, same information, same concept for Kaggle Notebook, same concept for Collab. Only a small modifications only. Some additional features only different. All our concept is same, basic concept is same. Now this is a cell. This is a cell where you can type your entire project. Any lines of code, it will be accepted. No problem at all. Here, what's the main benefit of this using of online notebooks is no need to install any libraries. No need to install any libraries. Just you can import it. That's what ultimate benefit what we have. Second one is wherever you can open your project. That's the benefit what we have here. And another very important feature is obviously our systems does not support a GPU, right? GPU like graphical processing unit. So in such cases also, for example, your application needs GPU support. So GPU support, yes, you can get it from these notebooks. Colab also providing. Here it is also Azure Notebook also providing. Right? We'll see that. Now that's what's the benefit what we have now. Now see here, this is a cell. Now click button. You can create a node. You can download any notebooks. You can download as notebook or Python, something else. Now these are some of the options. Please go through all these options. Now edit. Now there is a plus button is creating of cell. This plus button is used for creating of cell like this. Right? If you want to save it, now save here. Now cut. If you want delete cell, go for this. Right? There is a run command. Running of cell. Now simple statement is print I to all. I to all on this program. Just click on run button. I to all. Click on run button. Is it clear? This is the way how to execute cells. Or shortcut is control enter. Control enter. Right? Now the point is right. Print to all. Now second cell. Now before that, before going to NumPy library, first of all, what we need, what is the purpose of that NumPy, right? Basically, for example, if I analyze this here, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b, right? Getting of what? 300. Got it now? Now second case is a is equal to input, enter a value, b is equal to input. In Python point of view, input is a method for reading the data from outside world, right? Next one is enter b value, then c equal to a plus b, then print b. Yeah, all the participants, those who are taking the notebook, any doubt please? After opening this, after opening your notebook, please execute this one, execute this code. Is it visible? Nice screen.
Visible, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now but print C, a plus b is equal to c, but it will be giving of 100, 200. Here what happens, Python will be considered everything, whatever it can read, it will be considered as a string. Everything will be considered as a string. Now here, in Python point of view, plus is the operator for string concatenation. String concatenation. That's what happened here. 100 is one of the string what it considered. 200 is another string what it considered. Now these two strings are concatenated here. That is the reason we should convert into what? Typecasting, what I call it as. Convert into what? Integer. Integer that string into what? Typecast. Integer. Now see here. Enter 100, 200. Now you got 300. Got my point here?
Yes.
The point is, so after getting of data set here, Now see here, assume that it is your data set. Assume that it's your data set. And the data set, if you want combine two data sets values, basic Python does not support. Right? So that's what here NumPy, we have one of the possibilities there, NumPy for doing of so many operations on vectors. Now,
Sir.
how can you import any library? How can you import any library? One of these statement is import. Import.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, no screen, sir. Screen is not visible.
Is now. Yeah, I'm sharing again. I share again once checked out. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Now this is what NumPy array.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I created account in Microsoft, but the status is showing stop, so I'm unable to go to that project.
Maybe is it net is okay, sir?
Net is okay, sir. I created the even project also, but when I'm trying to open that project, so it's not opening, and then it is showing that on the top left side of the top, so status stopped something.
Maybe that's once refresh it, sir.
Okay, sir. I'll continue. Sir.
Otherwise, another option is that go sign out and once again sign in.
Okay, sir. I'll do it. Thank you.
It's okay. I will wait for you all. If you have any doubts, any clarifications. Now, this is a NumPy. So first point is that how can you import any library in Python? The point is import NumPy, and then as is a keyword in the Python, and then NP is the reference variable. We can use any name here. It is what we are calling it as a reference variable. NP that can provide. NumPy is a library having of reference variable like this. Otherwise, another way is that NumPy.array. That's also another way. Now, how can you create 1D array, one-dimensional array? Now here, np.array, open brace, square brackets. Now